Good evening. Could public lands help solve Utah's affordable housing problem? Thanks for joining us for 2 News at 5. I'm Heidi Hatch.
And I'm Mark Cabell. 60% of the state sits on federal land. Some of that land could possibly be used for housing construction.
2 News' Kristen McPeak joins us live tonight from one of Utah's most sought-after counties for development. Kristen.
Summit County here is one of the most expensive counties in Utah for housing, and it's actually bordered by federal land, and state leaders say this can be mindfully utilized. As the transition of power passes through the White House, a new administration and a similar solution in addressing the housing crisis.
Housing knows no party. Housing crisis doesn't know if you're a Republican or a Democrat. If you don't have a place to live, if you can't afford to get in a home, there is no party associated with that.
Steve Waldrip is the Senior Policy Advisor for Housing Strategy and Innovation.
We have a lot of federal land that is on the edges of our developed communities.
In a press conference recently, President-elect Trump entertained the idea to make federal land available for housing. How will that look here in the state of Utah?
Utah, over 60% of Utah is federally owned.
Waldrip says that housing is mostly needed in places like Summit County and Washington County. These places are highly trafficked by tourists and need more worker housing. Reg Johnson, the director of Utah Public Lands Policy Coordinating Office, says that the land would be selected mindfully and wouldn't be any of the lands in the national parks that we know and love, but land that is in places like city boundaries or land that borders it.
As we keep growing in the West, I think there should be or could be an option to take a look at some of these parcels within municipal boundaries.
Who has the authority to do this?
So Congress has the authority to make this happen.
Do you guys have a plan for that?
Absolutely. We're ready. As soon as they're ready, we're ready. We'll jump right on it.
And so I asked if there's any timeline for when this could happen. There is no clear timeline, but they, like you just said or heard, they are ready, and Waldrip says by adding housing supply in places like Summit County right here will actually drive prices down because that supply will be going up. Live in Summit County, Kristen McPeak, KUTV 2 News.